Welcome back to Orange Hat Reviews, everyone. Hope you're all having a wonderful day. So, I got two stories that I'm covering today again, and I'm sorry I haven't been on YouTube a lot. I had to take some family time with my family, and you know what? Family is important, so yeah. So the first article is Sheriff investigating Alec Baldwin shooting says armorer statement was not accurate. They're talking about the armorer Hannah Gutierrez Reed, the 24-year-old inexperienced armorer who also has a history, like the assistant director, of unsafe practices when it comes to handling firearms. Now, to give you a brief report on that, Hannah Gutierrez Reed, in one of her previous works as an armorer, her first job or her first time as it, loaded a firearm close to the ground or on the ground where pebbles were nearby. She failed to check it. Then she handed it to an 11-year-old. Luckily, there were crew members that said, that is an unsafe practice. Check that firearm. Do not do it again. And then they hired her for this one. And while we all know what happened, Helena Hutchins lost her life. But anyway, Santa Fe County Sheriff Adam Mendoza said he does not believe a statement from the armorer in the Rust movie investigation was accurate during the presence of the presence of live rounds on set. Very few people handled the gun prior to the incident, but one was the armorer, Hannah Gutierrez Reed. And in a search warrant executed by a sheriff's office and obtained by Fox News, Gutierrez Reed noted that there should have been no live ammos on set at all. So she basically said there were no live ammo, or there was no live rounds on the set. But it turns out when the police found it, that there were a mixture of dummy rounds, live rounds, and blanks. Now, honestly, I cannot specifically state what the difference between dummy rounds and live rounds are. I'm guessing, or dummy and blanks, I'm guessing blanks are the ones that go pop. Well, I already knew that. But I'm guessing dummy rounds don't do anything. They just are shaped like bullets to go into the cylinder, you know? But anyway, speaking to the Today Show on Thursday, Sheriff Mendoza was asked if the statement is accurate given the evidence that has been collected thus far in the case. No, obviously it isn't. That was a live round that struck and killed Mrs. Hutchins. So that is not accurate, or not an accurate statement as far as I'm concerned. Mendoza said during the press conference Wednesday that in addition to the bullet taken from Souza's shoulder, Souza the director, investigators found 500 rounds of ammunition, including a mix of blanks, dummy rounds, and what appeared to be live rounds. So the armorer said in the affidavit that she checked the weapon that Baldwin fired prior to the crew breaking for lunch to ensure it was only filled with dummy rounds. When the crew broke for lunch, she personally locked the gun and others in a safe in a nearby prop truck. However, at the time, she claims ammo was left out on a cart on set and not secure. Ammo was also inside the prop truck at the time. After lunch, crew member Sarah Zachary pulled the firearms out of the safe inside the truck and handed them to her. She advised that there are only few people who have access to the safe combination. During the course of filming, Hannah says she handed the gun to Baldwin a few times and also handed it to Halls. Elsewhere in the interview with Today, Mendoza noted the current focus on the investigation is on the people who handled the gun prior to Hutchins' death. In addition, he says detectives are taking a very close look at how live ammunition made its way on set at all, as well as who is responsible for bringing it. So yeah, lying to the police, not very smart, folks. Now, another one. Alec Baldwin posts story blaming his AD over fatal shooting of Helena Hutchins. Alec Baldwin appears eager to shift focus from his on-set deadly shooting of cinematographer Helena Hutchins onto the assistant director who handed him a gun loaded with live ammunition. This comes from the New York Post. The 63-year-old actor late Wednesday, hold on, I got a stupid ad up here, tweeted out a news story about AD David Hall's admission that he should have checked all the rounds in the gun before handing it to Baldwin on the New Mexico set of Rust. The story, based on a new affidavit released that day, also stressed that Hall's apparent oversight came before he handed a revolver that he had declared cold to Alec Baldwin, meaning the weapon did not have live ammo. The Hollywood star, who is also a producer of the doomed Western, retweeted the story without making any additional comments. But it is the second such story he has shared, with an earlier one also stressing that he was told the prop gun was safe. The cops later said the weapon held real ammo. So, yeah. On the same day as Hall's admission was revealed, officials also insisted that possible charges have not been ruled out for Baldwin, who also injured Rust director Joel Souza with the bullet that killed Helena Hutchins. No one has been ruled out at this point. Santa Fe District Attorney Mary Carmack Altwise said at a press conference, all options are on the table. Baldwin on Friday said his heart is broken for Hutchins' husband and son. So, there are no words to convey the shock and sadness regarding the tragic incident that took the life of Helena Hutchins, a wife and mother and deeply admired colleague of ours, he said in social media. So, yeah, he's playing the blame game, basically saying, well, he handed me the gun. Folks, ever since I was 13, I took gun safety. I did a hunter safety course, and in that course, you learn how to properly handle firearms. And one of the tests that they gave me when I was young, or that they gave others, was they handed you a weapon to shoot target practice. And if you raised the gun to shoot without checking that weapon, you automatically failed, and they said, stop, give me the gun. One of the things I did when I was first handed that weapon was I checked to see if it was loaded. I even asked them, is this gun loaded? They're like, is it? So I checked immediately after. And then they said, you did the right thing, you may shoot. And then we did target practice. We took all the safety precautions. Anybody who is at the side of you has to move in back of you. Anybody who is in front, you keep that weapon down so until they are moved away from the target area. Gun safety is important. No matter if you are the actor using the weapon, if you are handed that gun, you check it. That is common sense. It is something that I learned at a young age, and I will always do it. Even if somebody like my brother, who has firearms, handed me a weapon, one of his guns, I would immediately check it to see if it's loaded. That's habit. It doesn't matter if the person tells you the gun is safe or not, you check it. That's just the way that life is, folks. It's just the way that life should be. Instead of throwing blame, maybe you should, admit that you should have checked that damn weapon, Alec. Your anti-gun stance does not excuse you or your ignorance from blame. But instead you blame the convenient one who also has past problems where he called out cold gun and it wasn't a cold gun. Luckily, nobody lost their lives on that set previous. But yeah, folks, that's going to be the video. You all know the drill. Like, comment, subscribe, share, all that jazz. Let me know your thoughts down in the comment section below. What do you think of these two stories about Hannah Gutierrez Reed lying to the cops and Alec Baldwin shifting blame? Let me know all your thoughts in the comment section below, folks. This has been Orange Hat Reviews. Stay humble.